We're going to do a quick installation video on my winch bumper for the 3rd gen 4Runner. For removal of the factory bumper, you're going to have 3 bolts onto this plate. You're going to have these 2 and then this top one up here. You're going to need to undo this bolt and tuck back behind in here. You can kind of see it. There's a little, I believe it's a 10 mil. Get those bolts undone. We're gonna need to get the tow hooks undone, or the tow points. So we'll be taking those off. Yeah, and the bumper should be coming off. Well, make sure to disconnect your blinkers, just so you're not got the bumper halfway off and then the blinkers are still connected. All right, we got the bumper off the 4Runner. Pretty straightforward. You have the 2 bottom holes that are, you got all 3 of these and this guy that are 17. These guys are a 12. This one ended up breaking on me, but doesn't matter since we'll be taking off this bracket. So yeah, now our next step is going to be kind of grab your cutting tool of choice, and we're going to try to cut as close to this plate as we can to remove this front plate. We're going to be doing that on both sides. Again, just cutting as close as we can to that plate. Pretty much trying to cut that weld off. So we got the plates cut off. Got very close to the plate when I was cutting it with the Sawzall. Found out if you cut from the inside down, it's fairly easy. Got the edges all cleaned up with a grinder. For the next step for the bumper installation, we're gonna be taking off these side brackets. A little bit of just an eyesore, so we go ahead and take them out. You're gonna have 2 bolts in here, one there on the side and one there straight down next to the battery. Get those 2 bolts out. Then we got these 2 here, and then if I recall correctly, if you have your inner fender still, there's a clip right there that you'll need to pull, and another one up top there. So we're gonna go ahead and get those pulled off. I already got it done on the passenger side, but just a low-hanging bracket that we don't need anymore. All right, so we got the side little brackets undone. Now we're gonna go ahead and take these winch hooks off. This is actually what we use to fasten the bumper. So it's gonna be a 17 millimeter. We're gonna get on there and get it broken free. All right, so we just got the bumper thrown on there. It does pretty well, just resting on the top half of your frame. But we're gonna go ahead and throw one of the bolts in, kind of snug it up, and the bumper allows for a little bit of shift side to side. And you wanna just make sure you can get this side and the other side even spacing. Once it's even spacing, we're gonna go ahead and tighten down this bottom bolt, and we're going to drill a hole centered in that, so then we can drop a bolt straight down through our frame and kind of sandwich it in a way. All right, so we went through and did a center punch, roughly centered of the hole, and I'm going to start drilling it out with the 1/8 inch drill bit. So after we get that 1/8 inch hole drilled on the bottom of the frame, you guys can kind of see what we're working towards now. We're just trying to get another bolt to drop through. So I'm gonna grab my stepper bit now. Not needed, I just really enjoy them. And I'm gonna go ahead and get that drilled out so I can fit this bolt down and through. All right, so we got the bumper all bolted up. Got the bottom holes drilled. I got the bolts back in. I put the factory tow hook back on. So I torqued these guys to 60 foot-pounds, torqued that guy to 40 foot-pounds. A couple extra optional things that might make your experience a little bit better. If you paint back here all flat black, it'll kind of help just let it, I don't know, blends in a little bit more. So then with this bumper as well, your blinker is going to be relocated. What I normally do was wire it into my marker light bulb, but in this case, I'm not right now. It eventually will. You can trim your inner fender. I would recommend it. Again, just right now I'm not. But as you can see, that's the completed bumper. And that will be all.